Question 5B from the CSEC Mathematics, January 2023. Right? That's see paper 2 of that exam. Now, here. We had looked at question 5A already. Right? Now, if you haven't watched the previous video, you need to go and watch it, because we have to do A before we go to B. Here it says, using the cumulative frequency curve on page 13, complete the table below. Alright, now let's see what happens here. We have 1 to 10. Use the midpoint 5.5 to represent the 1 to 10 group, right? As you know, the midpoint would be the average of 1 and 10. 1 plus 10, that would be 11. 11 divided by 2 gives you 5.5. So, here now, we have 12 as a frequency. Let's just test this and see how they get this before we go on. 12 is a frequency. Now, 1 to 10. Remember, it's continuous variable. So you're looking at up to less than 10.5. So we're going to look at 10.5 and see where the curve gets us on the graph. We zoom in a bit. We're going to see that if we go to 10, each square is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright? This is 10. This here would be at 11. What we're going to do now is look at halfway between 10 and 11. If you go up to the curve, nice, then we project to the left. We are right here. But each of these represent 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Now, we were right here. So it would have been 1, 2, 3. So 4, 8, 4, 8, 12. A little past 12. 12 and a half or so. So we have, well, let's say 12. So let's use 12. And then 12 by 5.5 gives you 66. Nice. What about the 42? We would have gone to 30, but to use the upper boundary of this class, 30.5. And you see a frequency of 42. Let's look at the table and see what happens there. 30.5. 30.5 would be right here, halfway between 30 and 31. If we project up to the curve, we come here. We go up to this line, but a little less than this line. About halfway between this line and the square before it. Right in this region here. Now, let's look at what's going on to the left. You see, it would have nearly reached 80 on the cumulative frequency curve. It would have been 64, 68, 72, 76, about 77. Yet, the table is saying 42, not 77. Alright, note, the table says frequency and not cumulative frequency. Alright? So, what we're going to have to do now is to say, how did they get this? We're going to figure out how to get the number that should come here. But clearly, it's not going to be from the graph. Alright? If we look at the 84 and the 42, what we'll see is that on the cumulative frequency curve, the cumulative frequency here is 70, what was it, 77 we said? Was it 77? 30.5. It will be 64, 68, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, or about 76, 77, 78. It will be 78, you know. Call it 78, estimating from the graph. Alright? The cumulative frequency here was 78. What was the cumulative frequency? Here, 40.5. We're just examining it closely and see how they get that figure. Right? 40.5 would be halfway between 40 and the next square. So let's go up to the curve. Alright. When we meet the curve right here, we project to the left. Now, we're looking at this thick line and then halfway between this thick line and the next square above it. So, let's slide to the left, right? Remember, it's this line here, the last thick line that you're looking at above, and halfway between it and the square above it. So, that would have been 162. The cumulative frequency here is 162, right? Now, here, what you would have for the cumulative frequency, 78 minus 162 would be what? If we use our calculator to do that one, what you would get is 162 minus 78 equal, and we get 84. You see that 84 is there. Alright? So it's the difference between this cumulative frequency and the next cumulative frequency. So what we're going to have to do is look at the cumulative frequency of 12 and then look at what the cumulative frequency here is. Then we subtract them. Because remember, you know, how you get the cumulative frequency is going to be 12 plus 0 to give you 12. This is going to be whatever the cumulative frequency here. 12 plus 0 is 12. Whatever the cumulative frequency here was. What you're going to find is 12. What you're going to get here is, for the cumulative frequency, is 12 plus what the number is here, whatever this was, right? 12 plus it, because remember, this is 42, right? That's the frequency. Then you have 84. Whatever the frequency, the cumulative frequency is here, it was 78, so it was 42 plus 78. This was the cumulative frequency. Alright? So 42 plus 78. If you didn't form the cumulative frequency before and you're adding them, you would have to add these numbers, right? Plus the previous number, 84 plus the 42 would give you this cumulative frequency. Now, here, remember I have another video on making a cumulative frequency curve. So, if there is any confusion about how you're going to get these numbers here, just let me know in the comments and I'll link back to that video or make yet another video. But anyway, let's move on to this now. Right? What was the cumulative frequency here? we're going to have to look at 20.1 and see where it goes to. So 20.1 on the curve. 20.1, the cumulative frequency goes up to here. It looks like it is it 20.5. Where did I get 20.1 here? 20.5, I should say. 20.5 would be right here in the middle here, and then you go to the left. It looks like 24, 28, 32, 32, and then 36. It looks like 36, you know. So the cumulative frequency here is 36. You see that? That's the cumulative frequency here. Now, let's see what the cumulative frequency is at this point. 50.5. We're not going to put in these values just yet. Let's look at the cumulative frequencies first, so we can get a better understanding, full understanding of where they get these numbers. The cumulative frequency at the 50.5 mark is what? 50.5. It's halfway between the 50 and the next square. We go up to the curve. Alright. It's a little above the last thin line, or the last dotted line. A little above that square. So let's go to the left. So it's up here. So it would be 180, 184, 188. 188 plus 4 would be 192. 192 plus 4 would be 196. It's above, a little above 196. Call it 197. Alright? So the cumulative frequency here, CUF, is 197. And then for the 60.5 now, what will be the cumulative frequency? We're looking at all the cumulative frequencies first. And then we're going to generate the frequency. 60.5. 60.5 is almost, well, it would reach just about 200, but we know 60.5, it would be off the graph, so it was 60. So it buck at 60. Even though this says up to 60, we're not going to consider 60.5 because we did not go over 60. So right at 60, the cumulative frequency would be 200, because that's max. It's maxed out now. It's 200. So it would be CUF equal 200. Now let's look at this. We have a 4 here. Well, the 4 shows that this was really 196, not 197. So 196. Remember, it's estimating, you know, by eye and graph. Now the frequency is the difference between this cumulative frequency and the previous one. So how we get this? It would be 200 minus 196 to give a 4. So this one is this cumulative frequency minus the previous cumulative frequency. This, therefore, should be 196 minus 162. Right? 196 minus 162, which would be for 34. You seem like you should have a 34 here, right? This one would have been this cumulative frequency, 162, minus the previous cumulative frequency, 78. What is 162 minus 78? So let's find that out. 162 minus 78 equal, we get our 84. You see that? Now, here, the 42 you should get that from this cumulative frequency of 78 minus the previous cumulative frequency of 36. So 78 minus 36 is what? 78 minus 36, 8 minus 6 is 2, 7 minus 3 is 4. Alright, it's 42. You see that? So now, to get this number, it should be this cumulative frequency, which is 36, minus the previous cumulative frequency, which is 12. 36 minus 12 is what? If you have 36 and you drop 10 from it, you get 26, then 2 more, you get 24. So this seems as if it should be 24. And if you go here now, this cumulative frequency of 12 minus the previous cumulative frequency of 0 would be 12. Alright? So that's what you'd have to do to get these numbers. Right? Let me just take off the rough work now. So these are the numbers that we have here. Now, of course, we're going to multiply these now. 15.5 by 24. What would that give you? 15.5 by 24 equal 372. We have 372, and the other one is 45.5 by 34 equal. Alright, so we have 372, 1547. 372, 1547. Alright? So, we took some time to look at it because I wanted to have a good understanding of how these numbers would come about. Alright? Now, as you see, to understand all of that and figure out the numbers, they gave only 2 marks, which is what I would say not fair. There should be even more marks for that. Alright? So, 3 marks. They gave 3 marks. 3 marks. I was looking at the next part, which is 2. It's not 2 marks, it's 3. But probably it deserves even more marks than that. But anyway, part 2, using the information in the table above, calculate an estimate of the average time taken by the students to solve the problem. Alright, I think I copied that already. Good. The average time. Now, one mistake some people might make is to say 5.5 plus 15.5 plus and then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, divide by 6. Wrong. Another mistake is to say 12 plus 24 plus 42 plus 84 plus 34 plus 4. You get the sum and then divide by 6. Wrong. No. Remember what happened here. The 5.5, it represents this group. But how many are there? How many of this group are there? It's not 1. It's actually 12. So it's like saying 5.5 plus 5.5 plus 5.5 plus 5.5 plus 5.5 and so on. Right? It's 12 of them. So you multiply 5.5 by 12 and you get what you have over here. Right? So here now, if you have the 66, it means you already multiply the frequency, the number of them, by the score, the midpoint, in minutes. So the time here is 66 minutes. And then you're going to add up these now. Right? and you're going to divide the sum by, it's not 6. We're going to see what you divide by later on, right? But remember, this is frequency. If you add up these, you should get the 200. 12 and 24 is what? That's 36. 36 and 42 is what? 30 and 40 is 70. And then 2 and 6, 8. 78. 78 and 84. So you have 78 plus 84. Let's just use a calculator quickly. Just to check and reassure ourselves that it really does add up to 200. You wouldn't have time to do that in exam, though, Remember, we have 12 plus 24 plus 42 plus 84 plus 34 plus 4 equal. Nice. Everything comes up to 200. Right. Just to check that everything is alright. Now, here, you have, I shouldn't take off the calculator now. Let's put it back. You have the frequency by a midpoint over there. We're going to add them up. So you have 66 plus 372 plus 1071 plus 2982 plus 1547 plus 222 equals. Alright. Then divided by the number of students, 20. The number of students would be the number of each collection, each score, number of scores, or the number of recorded minutes. If you have 5 minutes, then 6 minutes, then 10 minutes, whatever. 200 of them. What you get? 31.3. The average is 31.3. So you get an average of 31.3 minutes. Right? So students use an average of 31.3 minutes to work out the questions. All right. So here now, even though you have the times ranging from 1 to 60 minutes, right? What you get is an average of 31.3 minutes. So that is the end of question 5. So remember now to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any question at all about this, just make a comment in the comment section. Alright? So I will see you in the next video.